Hello everybody, welcome back. Here we are, we got another collaboration video.
Yes.
This will be our decent collaboration video. We'll be doing our collaborations with Mel and Nettie, Living Free Zip Codeless, for Mel and Nettie. And then we also have Rhonda and Jim from R&J's RV Adventures. So this month's collaboration video is going to be on the topic of
Cooking in the RV. So we're going to be giving you some tips on how to cook in the RV and make it a little easier for you, show you some of the things that we do to make it simple for days when we're traveling or working, and some of our meal prep things that we do, just to kind of show you how we do this. So hopefully you find some good tips for you to use.
Okay, this is how we do it. I know a lot of people prefer to eat meals inside their RV. Some people go out a lot. We really try to limit how much we go out to eat. We typically try not to go out more than once or twice at the most during the week, if that.
Yeah.
But we definitely love to cook our meals in the RV.
Yes.
So she has come up with quite a few tips that she does and how she manages our food when we get ready to do that.
Yes, it's a great idea. And we also cook outside though too. We have a grill that we use outside as well.
Blackstone grill, yeah.
The Blackstone, so we do that.
We do a good bit of cooking on the grill too, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But we're not going to show a lot of that today. It's going to be more what we do on the inside for meal prep.
And once you get watching this video, make sure you click we'll have the links below to go check out the other two YouTube channels and check out their video on what their collaboration was about.
Okay, just kind of going through what I use when I cook in the RV. So we have a microwave that's a microwave convection. So I cook in it a lot. I use it to cook as an oven. And so what we've discovered is the round raised tray that's in there is really great for when you're going to bake because it spins. There's a tray that sits on top, and if you use that, you have to flip it halfway through. So I've learned that. I also learned a little secret about putting bread in there. So from another YouTuber. So they had put their bread in there and forgot about it on one of their trips, and it stayed fresh. So that's where we keep our bread now, our bread products, and they stay fresh and kind of, it doesn't hurt them to be in there. It's out of the way. I also use an air fryer. We bought this Ninja one because we use it as our toaster and air fryer. I occasionally bake things in it. So it just kind of depends on what I'm using it for. So we've really enjoyed using that. And of course we have the handy dandy Instapot. And I use that to make rice and soups and stews and things in it. And I also use an induction cooktop a lot of times, especially when we're somewhere where it's really hot. So I've really enjoyed using this one. I just have a one burner. Some people have a two burner, but I enjoy using that. I don't use my propane stove as often, but I know when we're in somewhere where we're boondocking and things like that, I do use it then. So that's how I have that. And I have like a tea towel here to kind of keep all the dirt from going in those cracks. You know how you get all the dirt that goes all inside there? I just use that tea cloth to help keep some of that out. And then I have a cutting board on top for extra counter space. So that's the items that we use the most inside the RV to cook with. Okay, hi there. Welcome to our little tiny kitchen. I've shown you a few of the tools that we use to cook with before this, but now I want to show you some of the things that I do to prep. So one of the things I do is that we shop at Sam's Club and we buy a bit of meat. So we don't eat ground beef, we eat ground turkey. So what I do is I get the bulk items of ground turkey and I cook all of it. Within a couple of days of buying it, I cook all of it and then I weigh it and measure it. I use a scale, so I recommend that you get a scale that is good for you to use to measure things. So you get serving sizes. So I measure the servings and then I freeze it and I mark it with the date. So I have ground turkey. And then I take part of that and I also turn it into taco meat. So some of it rubs off, you know how ink is in the freezer, but this is my taco meat. And so I take one of those packets and go ahead and season it and have it ready. And so then I have taco meat that I can use to make us tacos or burritos or, you know, enchiladas, whatever we want to have. I have that meat already seasoned and ready. I'm just warming that up. And then the turkey meat I can add to different items that generally call for ground beef. But like I said, we don't usually eat ground beef. So that is one of the things that I use. Help me. It's all done. And when I get to a campground, I just warm it up either in the microwave or put it in a pan and just warm it and put it with the other ingredients. So that's done. I also do that with chicken. I buy chicken breasts And some of the chicken breasts I chop into little chunks and freeze that. So then I already have that. I make my own chicken nuggets. And then we make some Asian dishes like orange chicken or chicken teriyaki. That's cut up already, and then I can just cook it really quick in the pan. And then I also take some of the chicken breasts and cook it and shred it, because we like to eat pesto, and then we make a chicken salad. There's just different things we do with shredded chicken, and so I cook that and freeze that, and so it's already ready, and all I have to do is warm it up and add the other ingredients to it. So that's one thing that we do. I also use my Instapot to cook rice, and so then I take the rice and freeze it. And I measure it first, and a serving is a cup. So this is 2 cups of rice. And when you're ready to warm this up, you just add a little bit of water. I just kind of put a little water in there with it, and then put it in the microwave and warm that up, and it comes out very nice. So, and then it's ready. I don't have to get the Instapot out, cook it, and wait. This is one pot I made. I have 4 bags of rice like this from that one pot of rice that I made. And so that's 4 meals that are ready to go. I just have to make the meat. And so that kind of works with that. I also will make some, we like to have tacos on our days that we are doing harvest hosts. So this is just some chicken that's been grilled chicken. And this is 2 servings. I know it's tiny, but it's 2 servings. We use that and just make quick I just have to warm it up. This is already cooked. I just warm it up, and I add like cilantro and some other ingredients to make it taste really yummy for us when we're eating the tacos. And that's what we usually eat a lot of times when we are boondocking. We also sometimes I make a big thing of soup, and so I made some pinto beans with ham, and I froze some of that. So I have 2 more meals of this left. It made 4 meals. We ate 2, and then I froze 2. So we have another couple of meals of that. And so that's just warm it up and eat it. So those are ways that I really enjoy having. I use my freezer that way. And so in the freezer, I use the containers like these to put the items in, and you can organize them in by the ingredients or meals that you want. Just kind of keep it a little easier to find so that you know where they're at. I do suggest using the date on them so you know when you put them in there. We usually go through our food pretty quick, so I don't have to worry about that as much. So that is some of the things with the freezer. So then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of the other things that I do. So I do like to use pasta. So when we buy pasta, I get the boxes, and then I take them out and I use my scale again. On the back or side or somewhere, it tells you how much a serving is. So then I measure it and weigh it, and I put them in Ziploc bags. But I save the Ziploc bag. So once I empty it, I put it back in there. So this right here is 2 servings, and it's ready. I just throw it in the water and boil it. I don't have to measure it later. It's just ready to go. And so then I save the bag. So when I buy another box of pasta, I have that in there ready to go. And for spaghetti, I just break it down. So I break the spaghetti so it fits in these little bags. I mean, I could use a gallon bag, but this is 2 servings of spaghetti. And so I like to have it ready to just put in the pot and boil. I don't have to worry about measuring it or anything like that later. So I do that right when I buy these items. Just takes me a few minutes to do that measuring really quick, and I get that kind of over and done with. So that's some of the things that I measure for cooking, and that makes my life a little easier so that I'm ready to prepare some of those other meals. And if there's anything that you do, like you're like, oh wait, I do this or that to prep, let me know. I'd love to hear about that. The next thing I'm going to talk about is snacks, because we all love snacks. But when you go and you try to buy like those individual bags of chips that they sell at the store, they are like $20 for a box of chips. It's ridiculous. I can get a big bag of chips for $4, sometimes 3 if they're on sale, right? And then I take them and I do the same thing. I bag them. So I put them in bags, I weigh them and measure them, and so I know that that's 1 serving of chips. And they go, that big bag, I can get like 18 of these sometimes out of that bag, and that's saved me so much money, and it works really great for us. I also do snacks, like I bought these pretzel like items, and so I put them in and measure them and weigh them. That's 1 serving. And then we love almonds, so I do that with almonds as well. I bag the almonds up, and so we get a serving of almonds, which is really great for you. And there's a lot of other snacks that I do. Just one, it it controls how much food we're eating, so we're not overeating, right? 2, it helps to make things last longer. So we are getting more bang for our buck, of course, right? So everyone thinks, oh my goodness, I use a lot of Ziploc bags. I do. And so my kids got me for Christmas this great Ziploc bag organizer. Isn't that amazing? Just to keep me on task, right? Because everyone knows I love Ziploc bags. I've had a lot of comments about how many I've had in my cupboard before. So that is just some of the ways that we are using our kitchen and keeping things organized. We do use a lot of these plastic totes in our refrigerator as well to keep things organized. And it just makes it easier to find things and grab what you need for that day. And pre-cooking things when you have energy is great too. So thinking about that. All right. I'm going to show you now how one of the ways I bag up some of the things and how I measure it. All right. So if I kind of shown you already, I'm going to take a big bag that I paid $4 for and turn it into little bags magically of serving size. So when you look at the back of this particular branded house, you can have a serving size of 1 1/4 cup, or it goes to 28 grams if you want to use the scale to measure it. So I'm not sure if you've ever eaten these before, but all of the caramel corn goes to the bottom of the bag and it gets mixed up. So I find using a measuring cup really helps to kind of mix it up a little bit better. I also use a measuring cup when I'm putting in chips, so you get Dorito fingers, right? So I use that as well to kind of pour it into the Ziploc bags. And then I weigh it on the scale once I'm done with that part. And voila! We have individualized bags of popcorn. This makes it last longer. It stays fresher. You're not sitting down in front of the TV eating an entire bag of this, so that kind of helps. It's also economically better because if you go and buy these 20 bags of corn, it's going to cost you a lot more money, so it's a way to save. But I do recommend using the cup to measure because the weight of it is so different. If the bag has way more of the just the cheddar popcorn in it, it weighs a lot less. But if it has more of the caramel, it weighs a lot more. So it just works better for this situation to just go by and use the cup to measure it. So that's one way to save money and have a great snack on hand. We find this snack really handy to have on when the grandkids are over. It's just really quick to handle that and they can snack on it. It's great for movie night, so you're not overeating. You're just eating your portion size. Great. So I hope you found some of these tips useful that I kind of showed you today and that you can use them in your kitchen, in your RV kitchen, or even in your home kitchen. I mean, these tips really help you use your time more wisely and your space a little better.
Be sure to go and check the other 2 channels out and give them a little support too.
Yes, I want you to go out and find your adventure.